Okay, so I'm going to start putting this together. So in the bottom, because I need to raise that oasis up, I'm just going to put a little bit of this. So I've just cut that to size, and that's just going to pack out the bottom there. A little bit more in there, just to use that all up. And as I say, it's just packing in the sides. That's the bit I cut off before. Don't want anything to go to waste. So I'll pack that all in, just wedging that in at the sides. Now this is going to go on the top. You see that I've got a little bit of height there now above the container. Don't want it to be cut off at the base. And the reason being is that some of this material, we want it to flow out the sides. We don't want it all to be sticking up in the air. So I've made sure that I've got that raised bit there. And then using the tape, secure it in. As I say, you can use the sellotape. Sellotape's pretty good if you've got a fancy pot that you don't want to be hiding the pattern or anything like that. You don't want big lines going down the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting that across the top, pulling it pretty tight and holding that. I'm just going to hold it for a second so that it sticks, cutting it off short. And then what I do then with a smaller piece of tape, I'm going across. And I call that like a little T-junction. I've got that nice and tight. I'm going to start off with some height. And it fell off, but this one's okay. And I've already trimmed this one down to size using the wire cutters, but I'm going to keep this one. And as I'm looking at it, it's at the back of the oasis and it's standing up nice and tall, and I'm feeding that in. Now, if you're using fresh flowers for this, choose something that's nice and tall at the back. So that could just be maybe a piece of ruscus, if you're not able to get any mollicella. Did I say monstera? I mean mollicella. So that's at the back of the oasis, so as you're looking at it the right way now, and just over to one side, so it's in this back quarter. And give that a twist like I've done before. So I've cut off that bit, that's got no stem. Tidy this up, and you know when you're using that, if you're using this as a fresh flower, these are little thorns underneath, so you've got to be really careful. And I'm going to place that one in a grouping next to that. So I'll just turn that back around again. If I move out the way, you can see that clearly against the wall. So I've got these two staggered next to each other there. But we can clearly see the shape of each piece of foliage. There on one side. And I'm going to bend them downwards. And then put this one back in the other side. So it balances. So as you're looking at that from the front now, we've got these larger leaves giving us the width and coming up nice and tall. And I'm putting all my foliage in first to give me that nice outline. This is going to help create the shape, create the outline that I want. So this is the Ficus benjamina. So I'm going to put this now so it stands out really nice against that dark green leaf. So it's getting that nice texture that we talked about. I have a little bit of an ivy, so I might have that, using the flow of the ivy, have that trailing down at the front. So again, I've got a different texture because this is quite small leafed against the darker big leaf. And I've now got a little bit of this one. This is actually off of wisteria, but it's a different shade. So where we've got a lot of dark green, this one's variegated. I'm now going to fill that last gap in there with some of this wisteria. Now these branches are just plastic, they haven't got a wire in. So this one's an easy one to cut. Right there so that you can see. So I've got my height and I've got my width. And we should always try and get in our arrangement that it is always got to be taller than it is wide if we're doing a front facing arrangement. That's going to help you with your proportions. So I've still got bits of oasis showing, as you can see, around the back and a little bit at the side. But mainly as you're looking at the front, we're hiding our mechanics. Remember we said this last week when we done the posy with the fresh flowers, we're hiding our mechanics. So that's where I'm going to stop at the moment with that foliage. So I'm going to stop at this point before we put any flowers in. So this is part 2, just so that you can take a pause and have a go at doing your foliage and get them in. So I'll just move out of the way there so that you can see. So we want it nice and tall. Imagine an imaginary line going from the tallest point to the widest, and we want to keep within that. And then the same on this side, an imaginary line going from the tallest to the widest, and we want to keep within that. So that's my width, and there's my height. So it is taller than it is wide. Okay, and I'll be back with the flowers in a minute.